If you've used trail cameras for any amount of time, you can probably relate to my tinge of anxiety as I was walking up to the area where my trail camera was left on public land, only to discover it was missing. Now, this wasn't a case where I wasn't sure where the camera was. I knew the exact tree that the trail camera was left, and it was no longer there. Well, that is today's video. Where did I find that trail camera? What happened to it? Check this out. Of course, the first thought that came to my mind, my trail camera has been stolen. After a few moments of staring blankly at the tree where the trail camera used to be, I started looking around the area, and lo and behold, I found my trail camera. It was laying on the ground about 20, maybe 25 yards away from where I originally had it mounted. I was happy when I looked at the trail camera. It was still operating. It didn't look any worse for wear, and the SD card was still in it. I brought the trail camera home, checked out the SD card, and this is what I found. Well, I had hung my budget-friendly $30 trail camera on public land back on September 18th, and although I did not get the camera positioned just right, my idea was to capture the animals as they were coming down this distinct game trail and crossing this large log. Well, a couple of days in and the camera is doing its job, although I didn't have it positioned exactly how I wanted. All was well until this guy came along. Stop! Now, if the bear would have stopped right here, he would have did a better job than what I did originally placing that trail camera. This was the exact view I was originally going for, but he didn't stop here. He kept messing with my camera. Now, you might think that I wasn't going to capture any more pictures from that less than desirable position, but I'm going to show you in the next 60 seconds nearly 1,000 pictures that the camera took over the next 45 days. Well, I was amazed to see that even though the bear adjusted my angle and it didn't seem like it was ideal, I still captured all those different critters. And some of them, like the small field mice, I would have never captured if the camera was in the original position that I placed it. But now we're going to get to the part of the story where my camera disappears. And that's because a bear returns to my camera. Now, I don't know if it was the same bear, but it was definitely a bear came back to the camera and again wreaked havoc on the location and the angle at which my camera was mounted. So this time the bear was able to detach my trail camera from the tree. It carried it quite some distance. It dropped it a couple of different times down on the ground, only to pick it back up and continue to carry it. I was thankful it didn't take it too far away, that I was still able to find it, and I was glad to see my camera was no worse for wear. Usually when a bear gets a hold of it, they'll puncture holes in the plastic casing with their teeth, or they'll take out the PIR sensor or some sort of damage. As far as I can see, the camera still is fine and it continued to operate. In fact, as it was laying down on its side, it took a few more pictures, mostly false triggers because of the bad sun angle, but it did capture a couple of more critters even while it was laying on its side down in the leaves. So a tip from me, if you do find your trail camera missing, check around, scour the area. Maybe it was a bear or raccoon was able to remove your trail camera from the tree, and maybe you'll be lucky like me and find it laying nearby. Well, I thought that was a great series of pictures. I was amazed that the trail camera continued to operate even when it was pointed straight down or laying on its side in the leaves. I'm glad the bear didn't destroy my trail camera and it lives to see another day. Well, I'd love to hear from you. Do you have a story of a trail camera that showed up missing? Have you ever had animals mess with your trail camera? Maybe you weren't as lucky as me and maybe the trail camera's damaged beyond repair. I'd love to hear your story. Please leave me a comment down in the comments section. I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.